Hello, readers of Every Word, and welcome to Every Word 365. I'm your host, Christina Madsen. Today we're reading Genesis 32 through 36. So what do you think of Jacob wrestling literally with God? I'm sure many of us have wrestled with God over something. To be honest, I wrestled with God about doing this Bible study every year, but it was, of course, figuratively, not literally. So I'm curious to know what you think about that. And of course, I have a link to Got Questions for more on that story. Pop quiz. I don't do a lot of those, but every now and then I have a little fun. What does the name Israel, which is given to Jacob after wrestling with God, mean? And yes, it is in your reading today. Also in Genesis 32:30, it says, I have seen God face to face, yet my life has been spared. But in Exodus 33:20, which we'll be reading soon, God declares, you cannot see my face, for no one may see me and live. So, is that a contradiction? Not necessarily. Again, this is one of those moments where I would use to say the Bible contradicts itself, therefore it cannot be believed. This, of course, was before I was a Christ follower. But Got Questions does a great job of laying it out and really explaining it. And I have some more commentary from BibleStudyTools.com, which includes this. It may be observed that in wrestling, men are face to face, and in this position were Jacob and the man that wrestled with him, which he seems to have respect unto, as well as to the familiarity and intimate communion he was admitted to. And my life is preserved, though he had wrestled with one so vastly superior to himself, who could have easily crushed this worm Jacob to pieces, as he is sometimes called, and though he had had such a sight of God, as face-to-face referring, as is thought, to a notion that obtained early, even among good men, that upon sight of God a man instantly died. Though we have no example of that kind, but perhaps he observed this for his encouragement, that whereas he had met with God himself and wrestled with him in the form of a man, and yet was preserved. He doubted not that when he should meet with his brother and debate matters with him, he should be safe and unhurt. It's a little confusing and hard to understand, but I love finding sometimes some other sources that are good at trying to help us understand and explain what we're reading. And I love the quote in today's intro page. All blessings carry responsibility, so don't pray for the first if you're not ready for the second. Great advice. Any Marvel fans out there? Reminds me of the well-known line that is used in several Spider-Man movies, with great power comes great responsibility. But I digress. Back to the Bible. Tomorrow's reading is Genesis 37 through 40, and then you get another day off, a break, or a day to play catch up. If you've only gotten behind one or two readings, it's a great time to try to read those. If it's more than that, you may want to try the paperclip method that I shared earlier. With that, happy reading. This episode is made possible by a brand new sponsor of ours, thanks to Arkansas Filter for partnering with us on this journey. Arkansas Filter has been serving the state of Arkansas for more than 40 years. They sell and service a full suite of commercial, industrial, and residential filters. They are also one of the largest suppliers of UV lights, gates belts, and HVAC chemicals and cleaners. They partner with HVAC and engineering firms to provide a variety of services and pride themselves on customer service both during and after the sale, and they just so happen to be good, godly people as well. You can find out more at arkansasfilter.net, and we've of course included a link in the podcast description.